this is like the time I got a job as a carrot cake.
Ah! It's Family Guy! Quick, Gerald, do something!
Today we will see every time a movie, show or any media referenced, parodied or made fun of Family Guy, starting with one of the most direct punches made by South Park. The town goes into panic after a news report claims that Family Guy will be airing an episode showing the Muslim prophet Muhammad and shelter themselves in the community centre in fear of a terrorist attack.
Cartoon that's always pushing buttons with their careless toilet humor. Family Guy!
Randy continues by saying that Family Guy doesn't care who they insult. They only care about money. At the shelter, everyone watches the news as the news has already sparked a shockwave through the Muslim world, where terrorists send a message that they don't like Family Guy. The townspeople have no choice but to stay inside the shelter to see if they do anything. The next morning, it is revealed the Fox network censored Muhammad at the last minute. Kyle recorded the episode to see if it was censored, and we see how they make fun of Family Guy for adding the most random and senseless situations, the abuse of cutaways, and the reliance of them as the central structure.
You think that's bad? Remember when I auditioned to be David Hasselhoff's car? Hey there, Knight Rider.
After those bad guys, kid.
Later, they actually get to the flashback, where Family Guy shows Muhammad, but it's just censored. Somehow, for some reason, Cartman gets offended and thinks this is wrong, and a cartoon shouldn't make fun of religion, which is kinda ironic.
Mrs. Garrison, that is ignorant and racist. Muslims are mad because of Family Guy, not because they can't jack off. Right, Wendy?
Soon, it is announced the episode featuring Muhammad was part one of a two-parter, and that the second half would be showing Muhammad uncensored.
المسلمين في فلسطين لعدة أمور هذا المؤامرات الأمريكية ضدهم.
A terrorist video threatening the United States not to show the episode throws the town into another fit of panic. Cartman makes the decision to go to the Fox network to get the episode pulled on the pretenses that it is offensive to the Muslim people. Cartman, with Kyle on tricycles, lets it slip that he is not looking to get the Family Guy episode off the air, but the whole show. Kyle brings up the point that Cartman's humour is similar to Family Guy's and asks why he would want it off the air.
Your sense of humor is just like Family Guy. Don't you ever compare me to Family Guy. You hear me?
Eric Cartman threatens Kyle to never compare him. Kyle realizes Cartman doesn't care about the Muslim people or religion. He's just tired of people assuming they have the same humor. But Cartman explains why his humor is better than Family Guy.
They are inherent to a story. Deep, situational, and emotional jokes based on what is relevant and has a point. Not just one random interchangeable joke after another.
After distracting Kyle, Cartman jumps on his big wheel and rides off, followed by Kyle, leading to a chase scene. George Bush meets with the president of the Fox network, trying to get him to pull the episode. The president of the Fox network then tells President Bush that he couldn't, and there was something he needed to know about the writers of Family Guy.
Will Family Guy be destroyed?
With that, we move to the next episode of South Park, which is a continuation titled Cartoon Wars Part 2. Fun fact, the Simpsons creators liked that episode so much, they sent the South Park team flowers. Cartman arrives at Fox Studios and goes up to the reception, asking to speak with the Fox executives about the Family Guy episode. The receptionist tells him he has to wait because there's someone who is also trying to pull of the air Family Guy altogether, which is Bart Simpson. Meanwhile, a new message of Osama bin Laden says how the jokes of Family Guy never derive from the plot, and he thinks that's totally gay. Cartman manages to deceive Fox executives into let him talk to convince the writing staff himself. Meanwhile, a Family Guy fan gives Kyle a lift in which Here South Park is making fun of itself.
I know it's just joke after joke, but I like that. At least it doesn't get all preachy and up its own ass with messages, you know?
Kyle asks Bart for directions, but is knocked out by the latter's skateboard. Cartman finally reaches Family Guy Studios, where inside he discovers that the Family Guy writing staff are manatees, which explains the lack of sense of their jokes.
Winning Mexico, Gary Coleman. A perfect Family Guy joke. I can see it now.
It is explained to Cartman that they have a tank full of idea balls, which have pop culture references and stuff like that. The manatees move 5 of them, and the selected 5 are made into a joke.
You think that's bad? Remember the time I won a date to Mexico with Gary Coleman?
¿Qué pasa, señor?
They tried remove the Muhammad ball, but removing any ball causes the animals get very upset, so much so to stop their work. According to one worker, manatees believe in either everything is okay to write about or nothing is. Cartman visits Bart, who has Kyle trapped in a net. He explains he has an idea ball to steal.
See that? That's emotional character development based on what's happening in the storyline. Not at all like Family Guy.
He sneaks in and does just this. The manatees stop working. He then goes to the president, saying that he shouldn't be pushed around by manatees. He decides that he should pull the episode. Kyle confronts Cartman, and after a very not intense slap fight, Kyle gets help from Bart Simpson, which gives Kyle time to reach the president of the Fox network and talks about free speech. Kyle wins to Cartman's anger.
Think that's bad? Remember the time I got a salmon helmet from Muhammad while wearing a toga?
The episode airs and all it is a scene featuring Muhammad giving Peter Griffin a salmon football helmet. Unfortunately, we don't get to see Muhammad because unlike this version of Fox, Comedy Central in the real world has refused to show an image of him. Despite the scene not have been much, the terrorists retaliate with a short cartoon showing American people, such as the president and Tom Cruise, defecating on each other, as well as Jesus defecating on all of them and the American flag. The terrorist comments that it was way funnier than Family Guy. Another Family Guy mention on South Park is in the episode Canada on Strike, They Have to Watch American Comedy, so Family Guy shows up.
Remember the time I sang La Cucaracha for Paul McCartney?
No! We are not resorting to that.
Family Guy has joked about them being a copycat of The Simpsons several times, so now we're going to see how The Simpsons make fun of Family Guy. Like the time when we see a book of criminals, we can see that Peter is accused of plagiarism. In one occasion, we can see the Family Guy logo while Betty White asks for donations.
If you don't want to see crude, lowbrow programming disappear from the airwaves, please call now.
In an episode of the iconic Treehouse of Horror, Homer clones begin producing dumber version of themselves to build an army of clones, and one of this dumb clones variations is Peter Griffin. We can see that they are building a Family Guy theme park, and while the series theme plays, people dressed as Peter, Lois, Chris and Stewie.
I was the It Boy in 2006.
In the end credits of an episode, we can see characters from different series waiting to enter the celebration of the 50th season, and among them appears the Griffin family, although in a yellow tone. When the Simpson family manages to escape from a theme park, where they were the main attraction as they became self-aware, they are trapped. We can see that other shows are also part of these type of domes, like also The Truman Show. One time, when Bart and Gina start hurling insults at each other.
Future skank, Family Guy.
In the Simpsons special, May the 12th Be With You, the Griffins show up during the Disney Plus celebration, and Homer brings Stewie along to Moe's.
Hey, let me out or I'll use foul language. We're a 9:30 show. Why, you god stupid.
Later, we see an image of how Stewie took revenge in the credits. Of course, we cannot forget of the crossover these both shows had, although we don't count here as it was an episode of Family Guy and not outside of the show.
It's a lousy ripoff. Hey, whoa. It's not a ripoff of Duff. It may have been inspired by Duff, but I like to think it goes in a different direction.
In the animated show Mad, we can see a few instances where they made fun of Family Guy and their random cutaways. In 2.5 Man, a cutaway gag shows Peter Griffin watching Jonah Hill eat an airplane on television.
That would be more stupid than the time Jonah Hill tried to eat a plane.
So that's what that looks like.
In Demise of the Planet of the Apes, Chris Griffin dropped off the finger monkey at the monkey station.
So long, evil monkey. You'll have more room in here than in my closet. Okay.
In Garfield of Dreams, Seth MacFarlane, which is the creator of Family Guy, American Dad, The Cleveland Show, and several other clones of the same series.
People will watch anything you make. Seriously, anything.
He had a photo of Peter Griffin in his room. He also comes up with an idea for a totally original show.
Always come up with something original. An annoying dad, a screwed up family, and a talking animal. No, alien. No, animal.
A 2008 Coca-Cola commercial had Macy's Thanksgiving parade balloons of Stewie and Underdog fighting over a balloon of a Coke bottle. It ends up getting caught by a Charlie Brown balloon. Brian and Stewie make a cameo appearance in a commercial for the Peanuts movie merchandise from Target. A 2007 Subway commercial had Peter reciting a poem called Ode to the Subway Feast.
A feast. It's as big as my head. Beat that, Jared.
In the movie Ted, during the party as they are having a wild time, Ted insists that he doesn't sound like Peter Griffin.
Oh, come on. I do not sound that much like Peter Griffin. I won't hand.
In Drawn Together, Peter and Louise walk past next to Waldor who looked like a bum, and for this, Peter gives him a coin.
Why'd you give him money? You know he's just gonna spend it on lemonade.
In Paradise, Karen wakes up from a hangover, and Randall tells her that she slept through the entire crossover they had with the show Brickleberry, something that doesn't excite her because she says that they are like Family Guy.
With Big Mouth?
No, Brickleberry.
Oh, Family Guy in the Woods?
In Futurama, the animated film Bender's Big Score features a Family Guy 12 Laughs a Year calendar. In the episode Game of Tones, Fry's dog Seymour talks to him in his dream in Brian Griffin's voice. Seymour is also seen drinking a martini, which is a reference to Brian Griffin.
Lots of weird stuff could happen.
Philip, have you lost weight?
Damn it, Fry!
In Robot Chicken's Suck It, Peter is shown as an Adult Swim judge in a parody of General Zod's trial in the 1978 version of Superman cancelling Robot Chicken.
Guilty! Guilty.
Oh, you're so friggin' guilty.
In Help Me, the show creators meet Seth MacFarlane while trying to beg for work after Chicken is cancelled.
Robot Chicken? I haven't heard that name since it got renewed.
Robot Chicken's renewed.
How'd you do that?
MacFarlane points out that Green already works on Family Guy, but the latter insists he needs more than the hundreds of thousands of dollars that he earns voicing Chris. Simply mentioning Robot Chicken gets the show renewed in the style of one of Family Guy's cutaway gags, which continues through several other random skits.
No one's asked me that question since C-3PO bought me a leather jacket with Pepsi points.
During a parody of The Cabin in the Woods, we can see Peter for just a few seconds.
Uh-oh. They discovered our zoo. You know, our zoo of mythical creatures and monsters and animals that...
It would also be good to add that those in charge of animating Robot Chicken were in charge of animating an episode of Family Guy, where they travel through the multiverse and end up in the world of Robot Chicken.
How's it feel to be on a major network for 30 seconds?
Yo!
Bye!
In the animated show Animals from HBO, we can see a Family Guy poster, and young pigeon named Jacob imagines a trip that culminates in him finding Lois Griffin as a princess.
Can we make out? Well, I'm married, and you're a little kid, and also a pigeon.
When they almost kiss, he snaps back to reality, which leaves Lois wondering where she is and why wasn't she asked to take off her shirt.
His imagination? Should I take my shirt off? He really didn't use me to the fullest potential here.
In the TV series Bones, Brent decides to have a baby and asks Booth to be the father. The latter begins to doubt himself and starts hallucinating with Stewie.
Blah, 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 blah. We know.
Shut up. Shut up. Booth, who are you talking to?
Later, it is revealed these hallucinations were only because of a brain tumour. In the animated show, Bordertown Peter shows up.
Yep, wrong show.
Good evening, Mexiphonia.
In American Dad, Stan makes a list of his favourite dogs, and the one who occupies the first place is none other than Brian from Family Guy.
Brian Griffin. Do I know you? Stop pretending I don't exist!
Another occasion when Clow gets ready to go to school, he dresses up in an outfit made entirely of Family Guy products.
Going to school if someone wants to pretend to see my bus outside.
Steve and Roger watch an episode on laptop and criticize how unrealistic Family Guy is.
They're not as interested in reality as we are.
Yep, we're keeping it real. Just a boy and an alien on a bus.
One time, Francine takes several pregnancy tests from a shady online gynecologist, which it is revealed to be Quagmire.
Giggity.
Stan show his ability to change voices, so he can appear on Saturday night.
I made it to SNL, and I didn't have to deploy my best character.
Guy who talks with a crazy voice.
In an episode where Family Guy, American Dad, and The Cleveland Show are affected by the same hurricane, we can see an encounter between Peter, Cleveland, and Stan.
Stan, have you...
Oh man, classic American Dad.
I must say that Peter has many appearances on The Cleveland Show, but since they belong to exactly the same universe, I decided not to mention. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it. Watch this video next that I'm sure you're going to enjoy, and thanks for watching.